Your body reacts to what your mind believes. Change that belief, and your stress changes too. Welcome back to day 10. I'm Dr. Nicole, and today we're talking about something that completely changed how I experience life. Understanding stress as a perception, not just a biological event. Most people think stress is something that happens to them. Traffic happens to them. Deadlines happen to them. Difficult people happen to them. But what if I told you that stress isn't actually about what's happening around you? It's about how your mind interprets what's happening around you. Today, I'm going to show you how to shift that interpretation and literally change your stress response in real time. When I was reversing my prediabetes, I realized something wild. It wasn't just about food or exercise, it was about my perception of stress. I could eat the same meal on 2 different days and have completely different blood sugar responses depending on my stress level. I could do the same workout and feel energized or exhausted depending on my mental state. That's when I understood that my body wasn't just responding to external circumstances, it was responding to my internal interpretation of those circumstances. Two women could be in the exact same situation, same job, same responsibilities, same challenges, and one could be thriving while the other is burnt out. The difference isn't the situation, it's the perception. This revelation changed everything for me. Here's what most people don't understand. Stress is not just work, kids, traffic, or deadlines. Stress is your nervous system's interpretation of whether something is a threat to you. Your brain is constantly asking 3 questions. Is this a threat to me? Am I supported? Am I safe? If your brain interprets something as threatening, unsupported, or unsafe, even if it's objectively not dangerous, your body will respond with stress hormones. This is why two people can experience the same event completely differently. One person's brain says, this is manageable, while the other person's brain says, this is a crisis. The event is the same. The interpretation is different. And the stress response follows the interpretation, not the event. This is actually incredible news because it means you have more control over your stress than you actually think. Now, here's something specific to high achieving women. We've been trained to overinterpret threat. We were taught to anticipate problems before they happen, to stay vigilant for what could go wrong, to hustle harder when things get challenging, to always stay ready for the next crisis. This hypervigilance served us in some ways. It helped us to succeed, achieve, and overcome obstacles. But it also trained our nervous system to see threats everywhere. So now our brain interprets a full inbox as a threat, a difficult conversation as a threat, being 5 minutes late as a threat, someone being upset with us as a threat. None of these things are actually dangerous, but our nervous system responds as if they are. This is why high achieving women often feel stressed even when their lives are objectively good. It's not about what's happening, it's about how we've been conditioned to interpret what's happening. So, how do you shift this in real time? By asking yourself 3 simple questions when you feel stress rising. Is this urgent? Most things that feel urgent actually aren't. They just feel that way because we're used to operating in crisis mode. Is this dangerous? Is this situation actually threatening your safety, your health, or your well being? Or is it just uncomfortable or inconvenient? Do I actually need to react right now? Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is nothing. Let the situation exist without immediately trying to fix, control, or respond to it. 90% of the time, the answer to all 3 questions is no. This isn't about being passive or ignoring real problems. It's about distinguishing between actual threats and perceived threats. When you realize that most of your stress is coming from perceived threats rather than real ones, you can start to shift your response. Here are some practical techniques you can use in the moment to shift your perception and calm your nervous system. Slow your exhale. When you're stressed, your breathing becomes shallow and quick. Intentionally slowing your exhale tells your nervous system that you're safe. Soften your shoulders. Stress makes us physically contract. Consciously softening your shoulders sends a signal to your brain that you're not in danger. Shift your gaze. Look around the room. Notice something beautiful or calming. This breaks the tunnel vision that comes with stress and reminds your brain that there's more to life than just this one stressful moment. Speak slowly. When we're stressed, we tend to talk faster. Deliberately slowing your speech calms both you and the people around you. All of these techniques tell your body, I'm safe, I'm supported, this is not a threat. And when your body believes that, your stress response naturally decreases. Here's why this matters for your feminine energy. Stress keeps you in masculine mode. When you're stressed, you're in fight or flight, you're in doing mode, fixing mode, controlling mode. You're contracted, tense, and reactive. But when you're regulated, when your nervous system feels safe, you naturally return to your feminine energy. You become more receptive, more intuitive, more present. Regulation opens up your receiving energy. It allows you to attract instead of chase. It helps you respond from wisdom instead of react from fear. This is why the most feminine women you know are also the most regulated. They've learned to manage their perception of stress, which keeps them soft, centered, and magnetic. Here's what I want you to understand. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You're not powerless against stress. You have the ability to interpret your life in a way that supports your well being instead of undermining it. This doesn't mean pretending everything is fine when it's not. It means distinguishing between what's actually threatening and what just feels threatening. It means asking yourself, is this stress serving me or is it just a habit? Most of the time, it's just a habit, and habits can be changed. Shift your perception and shift your peace. It really is that simple. The next time you feel stress rising, try those 3 questions. Is this urgent? Is this dangerous? Do I need to react right now? Then use one of the soft reframe techniques to signal safety to your nervous system. Make sure you hit subscribe for day 11, where we're talking about what emotionally mature men actually want. And it's probably not what you think. Tell me in the comments, what's one situation that always stresses you out that you're going to try to reframe? I'll see you tomorrow. I'm Dr. Nicole.